It's Jeff, Kyle, Bong.
I don't know. All right.
I was gonna say my screen is Chris, Kyle, Biles, Bongy, me.
See, on mine, I'm last.
You guys.
And we're
on the
live.
far right.
Hey everyone, this is Madden Monarchy 17, podcast number 3, with me, Kyle, Ravens commissioner.
You know what? I'll go next. Me, MLGX, Bong Hits, Broncos, honorary commissioner.
Me, Miles, the
I
Giants.
can say me. It's so trash.
Jeff, Cowboys, Jeff Hester, Commissioner.
Hashtag impeach Jeff.
Commissioner Pestilence. I'm the Jags. I'm also half Rebel, half Commissioner. You
Go
know.
commish. MM Rebels Master Race.
All right. So for this podcast, we're mainly just gonna there's not much to talk about as we're just kind of waiting for the roster updates and the patch to come out. So we're just kind of look back on Madden 16 and then kind of what we think of Madden 17 so far. So the first thing with just looking back on Madden 16, let's go through and name our top 5 users. I guess that
Number 1, Detroit Lions.
no fucking order. I guess Bonnie can start.
Well, first off was me, my one playoff appearance. Kyle's got to be number 2, 2-time Super Bowl winner. Pest, number 3, couldn't finish in the playoffs, but undefeated. So
I did once. I got a Super Bowl. Yeah,
you did once. You did once. I can do that.
You asshole.
I'm on number 4, right?
Yeah.
Number 4, I got to give to Danny just because the restart league. Let's go for dark horse number 5 and say Tony.
Wow. Tony.
Jeff feeling the shade.
I'll give it to Jeff just because of how much he ass pounded me week in, week out.
Hey, that's not my fault.
Not my fault. I'm counting you.
Yeah, that's
Right. All right. I guess Miles, you can go next.
Okay. I guess I'll put Pest at 1, even though we won't talk about what happened a few days ago.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna talk about that again.
Kyle, I guess you're 2. You're all right sometimes. So choosing that OP 49er squad, man, so stacked. And then Danny's good. I don't like you, Jeff, but I guess I'll put you on there. And 5? I don't know.
Detroit Lions.
5 is just kind of the huge mass of people.
It's up in the air. You could name any player within the top 10 and say, yeah, they're there at 5.
That's why I put myself in, because I couldn't think of a 5th person.
Top
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
though.
5 is just sitting open. There's
I think I'm
no
like
really
bottom
that
2,
stands out.
but I kind of had to put myself number 1.
All right. Jeff, you can go.
Number 1 was it was definitely Kyle throughout the course of the whole thing. He won 2 Super Bowls. One in the beginning when everybody was always playing, one near the end when not everybody was playing, but he still won it. 2, I'd probably say was Danny. He also got 2 wins, or at least 1 Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
2.
One
We got 2
versus
winners.
There's an asterisk on the second one.
I'm putting myself at 3 because I'm undefeated against Pest. Get fucked, Pest. Pest is 4, and then as we've been saying, 5 is just such a clusterfuck. But I'm gonna throw Willie in there because he's a Bears fan.
Solid. All right, I guess it's my turn. At number 1, I gotta go Kyle. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls fair and square. Is what it is. Especially,
squad.
yeah, she's an ass Niners squad. But he turned the roster around. I mean, won a Super Bowl in year 1 with the Niners, which is impressive by itself. But turned the roster around and actually made it good and won another one later. At 2, I mean, it's pretty close. I'd say between me and Danny, maybe 2A and 2B. Danny got 2 Super Bowls, one of which being the asterisk, but both of which being in the restart league. And then, for myself, I mean, I went 16-0 twice. That's pretty fucking hard to do. Let's not lie. And I did win a
How
Super
did
Bowl.
those seasons end?
Yeah, the Super Bowl was a 15-1 season. So I mean, out of those 3, those are pretty strong. After that, I got to go Jeff. I mean, he did beat me once in MM and another time in MG, but could not. He's a bigger choker in the playoffs than me, and no one can deny that.
Yes, I am.
Hasn't made a Super Bowl in his own league.
And then five. I mean, five. Like everyone's saying, it's a toss-up. I mean, for me, it's pretty close between honestly Donnie, who was near the number one seed every year.
Donnie?
But I'm gonna give fifth to Finn. Making the Super Bowl in the first year as the Jaguars was pretty impressive, and he kept it together most of the years. Other than the 1 year he kind of tanked. So
Andy's a great coach.
I'm actually going to add myself as my number 5 for the Asterisk Bowl with the Browns.
Also, if we're talking about awful playoff performances, I've got to be number 1 getting blown out by Armani Edwards, P-Town.
Also, Donnie should not be on anyone's list. I have beat him every single time I played him.
Yeah, but I mean, he went
wins the
14-2
division
like 2 different times.
Yeah, and I was like the 2 losses. Fucking asshole. No one else can beat him for some reason.
So I guess I'll just finish
Like
off
throw
my list.
Superstar on that list.
I hate Superstar so much.
Hey, chill out, fam. Chill out.
He's gone. We can talk about it.
He's still in chat. But so for my list, I just can't put myself at number 1. So I'm personally gonna go Danny, since I never beat him at all last Madden. Absolutely thurgled me every single time we played, and obviously the 2 Super Bowls and all that. I myself think I'm gonna put myself above Test, just because I have 2 Super Bowls, one being over him, even though he's had the regular season, all that undefeated and shit. But I think we've always had good games. He probably has a better record versus me, but I beat him when it counts. And then Test obviously 3. Don't really need to say much about that. And then Jeff has 4. Me and him always had good games, probably really close to 50-50.
Damn near it.
Yeah, we played quite a bit too. And then number 5.
Pick me.
There's like so many people. Like if you, could say Volhar, but he's a little faggot.
Oh, we did no.
I mean,
Absolutely not.
He's made playoffs pretty much every single year. He hasn't tanked.
I mean, he did tank for 4 straight seasons.
Also, his entire game plan consists of 4 verts, 4 verts, and 4 verts.
I mean, it's involved if it works, right?
It's a legitimate strategy, he would say.
I would say Nano, but there's just some seasons where he was just absolutely trash.
2-0 against Nano, Bakari
You know
Rainbow.
you want to do it, Kyle.
Bakari Rainbow MVP.
I'm saying Willie.
Oh, well,
Willie?
I'm saying Willie. I mean, whenever I played him, pretty much shit on his life, but fuck you, Willie. But and I think he's a really good player, and obviously he likes to run the ball a lot, which I'm a huge fan of, like controlling the clock and all that shit. So that's my top 5. Now, go into the complete opposite side of the spectrum.
I'd just like to clear my name here.
Bonnie is really familiarized with these people. Might be in the same division as them.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna go first. Mine's the entire AFC West, and then after that, it doesn't really matter. I'll go Mounties. Mounties was
He's not
awful.
even in the league.
Yeah, but I mean, he played in Madden 16. I think he'd
I mean,
probably
if we're going
qualify.
from everyone for 16, you got to put Joker there. Like,
Oh,
Jesus
you're right,
Christ.
you're right. Take Mounties out, put Joker in. And actually, no, let's take Shrimp out and put Mounties in, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the AFC West minus Shrimp and Mounties Joker.
Alright. Okay. Miles?
Yeah, pretty much Bongy, Woat, Tony, and I'm gonna throw Donnie in there because he can't beat me. And that makes him mad.
Throw Swift in there. I'm surprised nobody
Oh
said that.
yeah, Swift, and then
Swift
whoever
isn't in the
Lions
league
was
anymore.
last year. Oh yeah, he's what in like Guatemala?
What? No, he's
that's,
busy with work.
That's Superstar.
I thought he got like transferred to like
That's
South
Superstar.
America.
That's
Oh,
Superstar.
that's super. Who was Lions last year? Is he still in
The
Lions?
kid that beat Jose twice.
Killer.
Yeah, he's still in
Killer.
Lions. He's pretty bad.
Is his weakness.
Yeah.
Isn't he in my division now? Is he the Texans?
He's Texans, yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, what's your top or bottom 5 again?
My bottom 5. All right. I'm gonna throw Tony at the worst player I've ever played in the entirety of Madden
Well,
Monarchy.
it's not me. That's all that matters.
Bongi, you actually beat me once in Madden Monarchy, so
What?
you got that going for
I
me.
mean, Tony
Bongi
can beat
had,
you in MG.
yeah, this is MG, this is not MM.
Fair enough.
Then Donnie's brother when he was the Giants.
Oh, it's
number
a good
4.
one.
Bongi at 3. Super Swift at 2, and then let's throw in Wout as the number 1, or as the 5th worst player in Madden.
Mm.
Yeah, all right. I
All
can
right.
agree with that.
All right, I guess that means it's my turn. I gotta go. The worst player in Madden Monarchy history since I've been in this league was definitely Donnie's brother. He threw me fucking 10 interceptions in one game.
Oh my god.
The season, I remember that.
Donnie's brother was another guy that could beat Jose, though. He beat him twice. Just like killer.
He threw 45 interceptions in one season.
Yeah.
You know he's
Dude.
bad when I beat him by like 30 points.
Like, I honestly felt bad, and I was relieved for him when he left. Like, he was bad. Next, I gotta go with Joker. He was pretty shit. I mean, even with his super cheese offense of throwing to the running back 20 times a game, he still could not get any yards. I think he had like 70 yards in the whole game the one time he played. It was pretty embarrassing. Next, I gotta go. It's pretty close between Swift and Killa Killa. They're definitely 3 and 4. I mean, they're both have some serious struggles and always pick near the top. And then I gotta take one of the Rebels, I guess, as the other
Tony.
player. I'm gonna go with I Eat Ass, man. He was fucking shit in this game. He was so bad.
Speaking of I eat ass.
Too cheesy to get back in the league.
Ripperoni. He beat me too, so I can't talk
Yeah,
about
he did
being
beat you.
trash.
He's like, you know what? I think the reason that he didn't let me is because I beat
I
him.
knew he was going to say that.
I was
when
like, you
he
know
beat
what?
me.
That's a very Kyle thing. I'll agree with you.
I'm just amazed I wasn't in somebody's bottom 5. That's all that matters to me.
You'll be in my bottom 5. Okay, so my bottom 5, gonna have to agree with Pest, Donnie's brother. I mean, I beat the man. I scored 70 on him in one time.
Scored 70 on me before.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna be my number 2. 70 on your ass. The third one, I want to say Tony, but I know I'm just gonna get shit because you beat me that one time.
Dude, let's not lie though. Tony was one of the most improved players through
Oh,
the season.
he improved a shit ton. I remember first time we played in UWA. That was the first time I ever played him. I was like, I don't know what to expect. Fucking beat him 44-0. And then he ended up beating me a couple weeks later, so can't talk about that. But I mean, yeah, Joker for sure is number 3. He's trash. Can't believe how he lasted in the league so long, losing that badly.
He was a nice kid.
Annoying kid too.
Yeah.
Fourth one, I have to say Swift. I like the guy a lot, but it's just like sometimes some of those games, I don't get it. And the fifth one, gonna have to say Josh. He's the bum as a bitch. Like, dude always thinks he's so good, but never noticed it. All he does is just lose to me. So, very first time I played him, I didn't even know who he was at all in MG. I fucking spanked him like 28-0, and he messaged me. He's like, "Bro, you're the best Madden player I've ever played."
Like 2-2
Now
against
looking
Josh,
back
and that
on it,
says something.
Josh is. I was like, damn, he was really sarcastic then. But man, I felt good when I got that compliment. So kind of transitioning to something that probably will be in the top again. Best team builders.
Honestly, I will say, other than bottom 5 players, this is one that I actually could deserve to be on. As much as I tore that team down year 1, it was pretty good by like year 5 of MM or whatever we quit on.
So you destroyed it in 1 year, and then
I
it took you until
completely
the end to make
nuked
it
my
good
team.
again?
And by the end, I had like 87s at every single position. At least.
I mean, you started
Solid
out with like
team.
the opposite of team building there.
Exactly. But by the end, my team was pretty solid.
Well, it's your turn to make the list, so.
Well, first off's Wout, obviously. Number 2, give it to Kyle because the Niners. I don't even know. I'm gonna put myself at 5 because trading Darius Slay for Tyrod Taylor really can't give me too good of a spot.
You skipped 3 and 4.
Yeah, I know what I was saying. I was gonna put myself at 5 because I don't deserve to be any higher. I don't even know who else there is. Let's give Tony 3 because every one of his wide receivers had 96 speed or above. For Madden purposes, that's good enough for me. I don't even know what to do for 4. I don't know who else had a good team.
I came in with the Browns. They were a 75. I dropped them to a 70 and then built them to an 85.
Between you or Bash, just 'cause
And then
Bash
that
convinced
Giants team
everybody
I
to
had
get
to
the
restart.
stupidest
Started
trade.
as an 80 and I ended it as a 96.
As much as I hate to do it, I've got to give it to Bash. He convinced people to take some pretty stupid trades.
Oh,
Like,
Alright,
just
Miles.
remember, there's actually somebody who agreed to take Jeremy Lane from him.
Yeah, Nano did like 3 times. We kept telling him no. Kyle, you lost volume. Can't hear
Yep. Kyle's just moving his mouth.
yep.
you. Can't hear you, Kyle.
All right, Miles. Miles, you're up.
All right. Well, yeah. Woat's gonna be 1 because if he didn't die in regular he would have had a good team by the end. Then Kyle with the Niners did a pretty good job. Now I can't remember if Finn made the Jags good, but I feel like he didn't.
He
So
didn't.
I'd like to think Finn's more of a coach than a team builder.
um,
You guys hear me now or no?
Yeah.
You're good.
who had a good team by the end? Oh, original Cowboys. Was that Dante?
Dante.
He made the Cowboys decent. I mean, he
they
did like
started
give
out.
me everything for Barky Mango, and like that turned out terrible.
And got shit on in the Super Bowl.
That's coming out of nowhere.
He did though. That was not even a game.
But yeah, this is a hard one. I don't pay enough attention to everyone else's teams.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna end it there.
Alright. Before you guys go, I want to go. I just gotta go.
Oh
So,
God.
Personally, I don't believe I should be on the list. I mean, my team
I
was
didn't.
83 overall at the
That-
very end of the league, so it's like
Oh wow.
I had good pieces that were just younger and athletic, but not necessarily like high overall. I mean, so number 1 obviously is Woe. Number 2, I'd probably have to say Jeff just for that front 7. It's like I knew he was gonna say it, so I wanted to say it beforehand. I mean, the fucking Bears, and he was just made a fucking crazy team out of them. Who else was good? I would say, I don't just say Bullhard for the banter, just trading away his whole team for Tyler Riley. Just to be like, fuck you, Bullhard. I mean, obviously Pest, he had like a 93 overall team, but he would be higher for me, but he just rotated players pretty much every single year. He'd be like, oh, I'm done with you for this year. I'm trading you away.
Mm-hmm.
But
Except
consistently
for
got better
Darius
though.
Slay.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I don't know. I'd say Cool Breeze was a really good team builder. That first draft, he just absolutely killed it with like
Matt
his
Coleman.
defensive linemen, Matt Coleman, were just crazy.
I'd like to take
Last-
credit for that Matt Coleman pick. He didn't have a draft board, and he asked me who to take, so there's this stud in the 6th, Matt Coleman. It worked out for him.
a little bit. I'd say last place. Fuck, I don't know. I have no idea.
The asterisk Browns.
I'll say Danny just because how he kind of made that Jet squad after Mo West got traded. He actually made them somewhat relevant. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
obviously it had to do with
Beasley
like
and
Beasley.
whatever the hell
He
his
got
QB's
that
name was.
like what rookie QB and then got him suspended the first
And then
year.
he had Dexter Beasley in that running back, and he just got a lot of pieces like put together really well. So I guess that's my top 5.
Guess I'm up then, and I'm gonna agree with everybody else. Woat's number 1. Huge reason for that is he's willing to just trade everyone away for draft picks, and he's really good at drafting. I'm gonna end up throwing myself at 2. Besides the front 7, I drafted really well. Like, I mean, I got that Torrey Taylor in the 6th round. He was an 81 overall outside linebacker. Bunch of other like late round steals that Pest kept telling me I wasn't going to keep doing, and I kept proving him the fuck wrong. Then 3, I'm going to throw in Pest himself. He was another guy that drafted really well, traded really well, progressed players really well. At 4, I'm going to hate to say this, but it was fucking Bash because he was able to trade with anybody for basically anything. I mean, he swindled Jose, Richard Sherman for Harrison Smith.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Okay, the thing that bothered me the most is that Jose ended up playing Richard Sherman at safety.
Yeah, like he literally
it was
just
dumb.
did the same thing. Like, and then after trading for Richard Sherman, he ended up going and trading for Joe Hayden and lost his first round pick. So he destroyed his future.
Yeah, Joe Hayden was really bad.
And this is after trading Trey Waynes for a first, and then drafting a corner with that first who was worse than Waynes.
And the whole Teddy Bridgewater for Derek Carr. And...
Yeah, but that goes into my number 5. Like Kyle's Volhar for the banter, Jose is my number 5 for the banter because he's the absolute worst GM in my opinion in the goddamn league.
I can't disagree with that.
Go with him going over on that one free agent offer, and then he had to cut him. And he gave him such a huge bonus, and he was in a negative for cap.
On Eric Fisher, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I was mad about that entire season because I had the number 1 offer on Eric Fisher, and then in comes Jose.
Yeah.
Jose wasn't even like top 3 on Eric Fisher. He was saying he was like probably like in the later guys because he didn't give him that good of an offer, and then he went in and he's over the limit. Like, how did you not give him that good of an offer?
It's Jose. They being Jose, the human being. I guess Pest can finish it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you guys a little bit here, and I'm gonna put myself at number 1, man. I mean, I pick up the right free agents, progress the right players, draft the right guys, trade the right guys as they get older. I mean, I had a 98 overall team in MG. I had a fucking 94 overall team in the Bills, in MM. Wout, definitely number 2. His ability to literally trade every single player on his team and then turn them into good players, the players that he drafts, is pretty impressive. 3, I'm going to put Jeff. That front 7 that he put together is absolutely ridiculous. If he's able to do that again this year, it's going to be even crazier because the offense or defensive line play is much more important than last year. And offensive linemen are way harder to progress. So I think you're going to see a lot of defensive play this year where people are going to be getting a lot of sacks and forced fumbles on the quarterback and all that kind of crap. Number 4, I got to go Danny. He turned a really, really shit Jets squad into a pretty decent team by the end of it, even though he got his quarterback suspended for an entire season. Number 5 is really a toss-up, and I don't really care. So I'm just going to say a name, and it is going to be...
MLGX bong hits.
It's going to be Miles McGruff. Woo! Because the Browns are fucking terrible, and he made them halfway good.
I won a Super Bowl with him.
Asterisk bowl.
That's a bigger asterisk than my playoff appearance,
Hey,
honestly.
I had to beat good people to get there, though.
I mean,
Yeah,
not even
yeah,
the
but you
top
had to beat
people,
nobody to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We literally
Yeah.
threw the entire season.
I won 5 games before we send it.
versus CPU.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we did that, let's do best individual player season. I mean, you can like group this into either like a user season, like Pest and a 60-0. Obviously, you're gonna say that if you do, or you
Not the
can
best one.
do like, or you can just do like you can develop like just a developed player, like I guess Mike James, for example.
Is
Just get
Mike James?
suspended
Yeah, Mike
the
James
whole
is the
season
QB.
because he broke the record. I mean, this doesn't really have to be like a list at all. Just kind of just list them off the top of your head.
Mike James, obviously number one. Eric Ebron's got to be top 5. I know everybody's gonna give me shit for that, but Eric Ebron's got to be up there. Wyatt Reeves, because he was equally as cheesy as Ebron that year. I don't know who else had a really good year. Denard Robinson the first 2 seasons before he came to me. He had a
With
couple
Sam
good
and
years.
with Pest.
He led the league in rushing 2 years in a row.
And then I happened. If we're counting the restart, I'm gonna go 4 games of Javon Gray just because I was leading the league in rushing. I think I averaged like 600 yards a season, and then I had that through like 5 games.
All right, Maz, do you have any?
Yeah, Ryan Shazier's 32 interception season with Bohart, like that's just fucking stupid.
I need your Xavier Gooden.
I don't think it was 32. I think it was like 22.
He broke 30.
Did he
Yeah,
break
he
30?
broke 30.
Oh.
Yeah, he kind of said, "Okay, Jeff, I see what you did with Xavier, but fuck you. I'm gonna make you look like shit." Bringing up Jeff and Xavier Gooden for like 3 straight years.
It was actually every season up until Shazier decided to take 32.
And that year where I was like, "Hey, Xavier Gooden's getting suspended because he went over too early."
And then Marquise Flowers took over anyways. So.
No, Marquis.
Yeah, gotta give Wyatt Reeves a spot because that might be one of the most OP wide receivers I've seen in Madden.
Remember what happened the same year as Wyatt Reeves' big season?
Not gonna go with the cheese ass Ebron. I'm gonna put Eli's MVP season restart. I put up like 56 points a game because I couldn't stop anyone on defense, and it was pretty much all Eli. Would have broke the season passing record, but got Sim the final game. And yeah, that's gonna round out my list.
You forgot somebody whose first and last name starts with the letter E?
No, he's not going on my list.
My list starts with Ryan Shazier because 32 interceptions is fucking nuts no matter who you are.
It's 28, by the way.
Was it 28?
Yeah.
28? Okay. Well, 28, it's nuts. I was going to say, I got like 30-something in MG the one year, but it wasn't only with one guy. It's damn near impossible to do with one person.
I don't get people are so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, he played... I had the benefit of playing Bongi twice a year. He had the benefit of playing Swift, some other shitty-ass user, and Nano twice a year. Like...
I think he also played Joker that season.
Yeah, like he had like probably
He
the
played-
best possible schedule to get a lot of fucking INTs.
I'm pretty sure he played the whole like top 10 worst that year.
Yeah. I'm
surprised.
all the credit goes to Volhar on that season. I'm not gonna throw shade at him and say you played a bunch of shit users. He did great.
Against a bunch of shit users like you just pointed out.
Beforehand, obviously you got to throw Xavier Gooden for the first 3 years. Then he got suspended. Then Marquise Flowers, because every single year I broke the record by another 1 interception because that was all I was allowed to do. You got to throw in EJ Manuel for his couple years of MVP play. Got to throw in Mike James for breaking the record. You got to throw in Reeves, Ebron because they were fucking cheese balls. Matt Jones had a couple great years.
Jones.
Forgot about
Langford,
that.
Langford had a couple great years near the end there. It's really all I can think of. And toss Vita Ford. Let's throw toss Vita Ford in
Oh
there.
God.
I was gonna say him.
That's my list.
I'm gonna, kind of echo everybody else. Wyatt Reeves, the running back that Willie had, and the other one that Cool Breeze had was pretty good. Obviously, Shazier's interceptions were insane. The only one I have that really no one else has mentioned, I think, unless I just missed it, was Wilkerson with the crazy 20
yeah.
20
Oh,
something
I
sacks.
forgot
When I
about
broke
that.
the record.
Yeah, that shit
last year.
was crazy, man.
forgot
Especially since
about
he's a 3-4 guy that you wouldn't assume to get a whole bunch of sacks.
Yeah, it was like he had like 27, and then McPhee next to him had like 15 or 16. Was not. Jose gave me a good like 8 sacks that year. It was nice.
Yep. Shout out to EJ Manuel at like 73 overall, winning the MVP. That was pretty solid. Even though Finn kicked my ass in the playoffs, and it wasn't even fair. And then let's see, anything else? Individual like player seasons, I guess. Like as users, I'm just gonna repeat. That 15-1 season where my only loss was a sim and a Super Bowl win. Man, nobody fucking tops that. All right.
You're the Patriots of MM. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I choke every other year in the conference championship, but I win some Super Bowls here and there too, right?
Well, you
Or
won
one.
one Super Bowl.
One
Yeah.
in this
Singular.
Alright, so I'm gonna go a different route and go more so for the restart seasons. Fucking the Bears offense the first season. Just looking at this, fucking Jay Cutler broke 5,100 yards. Alshon Jeffrey led the league with over 1,500. Kevin White had fucking 1,400. And I mean, like, just looking at the, like,
I was gonna say, didn't Braverman have like 1,000 too?
Yeah, you had 3 guys over 1,000, I know that, and it's just like, holy shit. I mean, everyone missed Melvin Gordon, of course.
Oh,
Very
right.
slept on. Very, very slept on. I mean, also with Jeremy Langford, that second year, he just fucking destroyed like 1,800 yards and 24 touchdowns. Laquan McGowan. Just gotta throw that out there.
Same note as McGowan, Thomas Rawls.
I'm surprised by the dedication of that man to just keep feeding him. Fucking 97 receptions.
He ended the year with like 90s in all catching stats. Like
Yeah, I
upgraded.
expect to catch though. That's pretty expensive.
He had like 57 speeds, so it didn't really mean much.
There was a glitch for him. If you celebrated and like taunted, he went faster.
I guess just looking back on the other ones, I mean, obviously, the Nard had some really crazy seasons. Vita Ford had that our last full year. I remember I was just always going for Matt Jones to lead the league in rushing, and then Bash fucking destroyed it because I had a few sims when I just didn't have an Xbox for a few games. And he had 30 touchdowns too. He was close to breaking LT's record of most rushing touchdowns.
I think he needed one. I think he got 27, and he needed one more to tie.
It was ridiculous. So, I mean, that's all I can think of off the top of my head, other than some of the ones you guys already mentioned. So, I guess now, looking... Oh, no, I guess we can do a last thing for Madden 16 is, the created rookies. And just kind of list them off. I mean, there's going to be a shit ton that we're going to name. I mean, we're obviously going to miss a few, but just kind of name them off as you can think of them.
I'm going to plug myself here as per usual, Darian Strong.
That man wouldn't have been the GOAT on any roster but yours.
Pretty accurate.
Marcus Love was better.
I can't disagree with you. This is kind of plugging myself because I drafted him, wasted him, and then gave him to Pest, JT Perkins. He did some good things in Buffalo.
He was beautiful.
He was a monster. I hated going up against that guy.
On the same note as JT Perkins, I'm going to go with the Texas Rattlesnake, Steve Austin.
It's a good one.
He's nasty.
Obviously, you've got to mention Tyler Riley in any situation of
Wyatt Reeves.
drafted players. Wyatt Reeves, Matt Coleman, all those cheesy-ass wide receivers Tony had. The one cheesy one that Pest had. Forgot his name.
Coleman, no.
He ended up getting Reeves.
Marcus something. Can't remember.
He had Reeves.
No, I traded
you didn't
Reeves
have a
for.
game for it. Yeah, you didn't even have him for a game.
You traded Reeves for Riley.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna mention Mac Moss, Volhar's absolutely awful corner that somehow led the league in sacks one year.
What was Kyle's awful corner that was really fast?
Marcus Love.
My man.
Jeff, you have to say Dior Beck for the one time I
I was
beat
gonna
you.
say
Just annihilated you.
Dior Beck because he decided to Durgle me the one time when he the one catch. It's still stuck in my head. Matt Stafford rolls out, or not even Matt Stafford. I don't even know who
Andy
the fuck
Dalton.
QB was. Andy Dalton rolls out, stops on a dime, throws the ball 50 yards straight up in the air. Dior Beck stops. Kyle Fuller keeps fucking running. Then Dior Beck shits on my safety and then takes it to the house. It was the fucking worst. My whole O-line, I can't remember a single one of their fucking names, but I had all 90s O-linemen. I ended up moving Kyle Long to center because he was my worst O-lineman on the team.
Wout had a few good picks, all of
Yeah.
his O-linemen.
I was gonna say Won't had a lot of good O-linemen, some good corners.
I think his QB was pretty solid. He had that tight end that was really
tight
good,
end,
just
He
slow.
was so slow, but he fucking got everything. It was so
Yes.
annoying. I hated that.
Yeah, Jared Charles or whatever his name was.
I don't even know what his name was.
Nano's running back was really good for a while.
Oh,
with
yeah,
PMD.
PMD.
Nano's
He was
running
so
back.
bad. I don't know how Nano did so good with him.
His running back was really slow, but he was I think he was taller than 6 feet and a power back, and that's what helped him out. That was the same reason why Matt Jones was so fucking OP.
He was a. Oh god, Bongy. What was that guy you drafted that everyone shit on?
Oh, that running
PMD
back?
was pretty much him, but
Yeah.
with someone who can run the ball.
Yeah, PMD was a
Derrick
slightly worse version of my Derrick Henry clone. Just
Yeah, but PMD was drafted in the 4th, whereas you took that guy top 10.
Yeah.
no, he was 25th because I traded Ziggy to get that pick.
Regardless,
I
you
remember
took him
that.
in the 1st round. He was a
Yeah.
5th round pick.
When you did that trade, and I was like, why did you do that trade? And you're like, the guy I'm getting is from Michigan.
Yeah, I wanted Frank
fucking
Clark. In my defense, Frank Clark outperformed any of Ziggy's seasons. Frank Clark had 9 sacks that year. The most Ziggy ever had was 5.
That sounds like a
Stupid as
user
it-
error to me.
As stupid as it was, it worked out for me.
I'm gonna have to put my my tight end in restart up there, Buck Jordan.
Oh.
6'5",
That's a good
86 speed monster who was a 92 overall after 1 year.
Yeah.
I told you Buck Jordan was the better tight end of those two.
Oh no, yeah, I thought he was too. He just had one less speed than Volhar's shit guy.
Yeah. Kyle, your QB was pretty solid that you drafted and decided to try and trade Kaepernick for.
Scruggs.
Yeah, Scruggs. I liked
That
Scruggs. He
man
was
so
good.
much.
And there was that random running back you took in the 7th, whatever his name was.
What was it?
Narcisse.
JT Narcisse.
JT Narcisse, man. Oh, that was my favorite Madden running back.
I'm gonna plug MG and go with everybody that
no,
Pest and I
no.
drafted the first year.
Yeah.
Pest drafted for me before it died.
Oh man, Pest and I, we came in year 1, tanked, traded for a bunch of draft picks, so we both had 3 first-round picks. Took QBs with our first picks, took wide receivers with our second picks, and I took a tight end with my third. I don't remember what he did with his.
Running back, Miles Walker,
yes,
dude.
running
Walker
back.
Phillips.
Yeah,
Walker
Walker
Phillips.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, because I had Wes Mappa, Niall Mack, and Paul Jordan. Best
Yeah,
3.
Both those quarterbacks are 99 overall the first year.
Not even halfway through the first year.
It's sad.
Yeah, that was a fun league.
I've heard some great things about MG. Not really surprised.
It was a fun league.
We killed it. We killed that league.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pest killed that league after, what, 3 straight Super Bowls?
2 straight. It only made it 2 more seasons after our draft.
Okay.
Oh man. Do you have any pests that they haven't
Uh,
named yet?
Nothing really. I mean, there was a lot of
Well,
good O linemen that people didn't really name.
you don't really remember the names of O-linemen ever.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
had that. What was it, 86 overall outside linebacker that I drafted.
Oh,
He
I
ended up
remember
He
him
had
being
slow
good.
down though, didn't he?
He's slow dev, which is absolutely insane, but had really great stats, and he was one of those that was like really good physical stats, and you could either turn into a pass rusher or a 4-3 cover guy, and he ended up with like 90 zone and was just a monster. Trying to think of some other ones.
Kind of hesitant to say this, but Javon Gray, like, he would
Gray
have
was
been a stud.
nasty. I wish I would have had Gray for
He would
sure.
have been a stud on not my team.
Mhm.
Even on my team, he was a stud for like the 5 games I played.
Yeah.
I
There were a
forgot.
few good user linebackers too, like 87 speed, the linebacker guys. I can't think
Who
of,
was
but
who? There was one. I think he was like 89 speed in the Javon Gray draft.
Yeah, he got picked like 2 spots
Yeah, it was like
before
2
me, and I
picks
almost
before
forgot.
you when you wanted
He
him.
had a pretty something Slaughter. It was a
Yeah,
good
it was
name.
Aaron Slaughter.
Aaron Slaughter.
We forgot about that wide receiver Danny had, Beasley. He
he
also
was
broke
nasty.
the.
Beasley
he
was
did-
just a slightly worse Dior back that got fed harder.
I wouldn't say. I guess Fed harder works.
Yeah, because
Uh,
Bongi had to
He
feed
was more
Ebron,
efficient.
Also I don't remember his name, but my right tackle, I nicknamed him the Mountain because the dude was 6 foot
I
fucking
remember
8.
that. He had
Yeah.
like 90 strength or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
he had like
It was
he was,
higher
he
than
was,
that.
He had 6'8" with like 97 strength.
He was
But he
like 40
had like
speed.
I was gonna say he had like 47
Yeah.
speed, but that didn't matter because he started with like 92 run block and 93 impact. Like the
thought
dude
it
was
was
a monster.
So
that
to kind of segue, from here into our next topic, it's funny that we're talking about all these crazy studs that we found in 16 because there were so many. I mean, you could draft like crazy players even at the end of the first round that were 80 to 85 overall. And in 17 now, you're going to see that the best players are even better than last year, but there's not as many, and there's not as many good players overall. I know in my test league, there's like 93 speed, 6'6" receivers with 90 plus spec catch out of the draft. I mean, we're talking 6'4" safeties with 92 speed. Corners that are 6'4". I got a user linebacker and a defensive end that were both 88 speed. I mean, there's just a lot of craziness going on. Oh, the fucking quarterback that was even better than Tyler Riley. 95 throw power and 90 speed. Like, what is that? But yeah, so I'll send it back to Kyle to kind of segue it into our next topics. But just look forward to the new draft studs in 17.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna go into like what we think of Madden 17 so far, like just like playing like regular games, and then also like if you guys have run like a solo season or something like that. I mean, I personally absolutely love it right now. I love all the fixes that they've made from 16-17. Obviously, that run pass glitch is still being a bitch.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, they obviously toned it down, the like spec catch and all that shit. The fakes are a little OP, really OP actually. Um, the running feels way smoother. I, I'm I personally think I've already like hit my groove per se. Like I was starting off really slow at the beginning. The first few games I was really bad, and then Danny told me a playbook to use, and I've been actually just like absolutely like destroying people with
I
it.
really need to
So
find a playbook. I've just been using random ones every time, so I like can't really get a game plan going.
Not gonna lie, I use the same one as Kyle and Danny, and I love it.
I've got to give that one a try. I've been using a couple other ones that I like a lot still.
no names. No
What playbook would that be?
That's a commissioner's only thing to know.
Commissioner Shepard.
But so far throughout Madden 17, I've absolutely loved this goddamn game. It's my favorite game since probably Madden 12. Madden 12 is my second favorite Madden. For whatever reason, a lot of artists I always liked it, but Madden 17 so far has been the best Madden in a long time, and it gets me it gets me excited for future Maddens because you would think that they would actually progress from here on out.
Hope
Um,
so.
you would hope. I mean, it feels more realistic with the run game. Like it's not as glitchy when you're running through the tackles. It's not as glitchy when you're in open space. You can get to the sideline and then juke straight upfield now without like wondering, oh, maybe I'm gonna take it out of bounds because this guy for some reason is running way too fast to the right. Like he just doesn't lose control anymore. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Besides that run pass glitch, which is fucking awful, I hate it. I can't seem to run with it right now. Like the people that don't use that run pass glitch, I run on all the goddamn time, but when they have it, I get fucked. Or when they actually use it, I get fucked. But other than that, I fucking love this game.
Mm-hmm. Miles,
Yeah.
Miles or Billy, like, what are your thoughts on it?
It's good. I like it. The only thing I can say bad about it is they completely killed the juke move compared to last year.
No,
The
they
juke
did
was
not.
so good last
I
year.
No, it
I
is still
disagree.
really
You
good.
have to use the LTRT juke like to
Or
have
just a straight
it
LT.
work
The
well.
straight LT is dirty if you don't
The
use RT at
RT
all.
one, oh my god, that
The
might be the
RT1
worst
you
thing I've ever
barely
seen.
move.
The RT one's awful, but that's the point. You're not supposed to be able to juke really well when you're sprinting as fast as you can.
It's really good for kickoffs.
Yeah.
And they gave Odell even dumber animations.
So,
Like he doesn't catch them all the time, but I swear to God, it's just dumb sometimes.
so on the topic of like just the jukes being there, I mean, I remember Madden 15, the spin was vicious. It was absolutely just destroyed everything. And then last Madden was a double juke. I don't know any single person that would just do a regular juke. It'd always be a double juke. You'd always have one or two people fall. Like you just jump like 5 yards. It was
Was it
ridiculous.
25 that the stiff arm was just broken?
Yes, the stiff arm was broken
in
in
the
25.
truck. When we
Because
slowed down in the
stiff arm's pretty broken in this one, and I was hearing that they might try and calm it down even.
watch outs.
It's definitely it's way better this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think the running game is way more
Better.
balanced. In a sense
It's definitely improved,
I mean, like,
except for halfback stretch being so goddamn OP.
Yeah, stretch is ridiculous.
I mean, like, you can dominate with a, I don't know, loosening back, a power back, and pretty much any type of a back as long as you use them to how they're supposed to be used.
I honestly don't really have an opinion on it. I just haven't even attempted running. Like, after that game with Wout, like, he wasn't even using the run pass glitch as far as I know. I'm assuming he wasn't, but, like, I wasn't running for shit. I had, like, one good game after that, and then after that, every time it's just run pass glitch. So I think I've called, like, 10 running plays, like, since day 2.
Mm-hmm. Pass, what are your
Like,
thoughts?
that's online, that is. Obviously, in the gauntlet I did, but...
Pass?
I gotta say so far I love Madden 16. It's a lot of fun. Or 17, yeah, you're right. I definitely haven't hit my groove, like I did last year yet. But it's gonna happen. It's been frustrating trying to get into a groove playing online because of like basically being forced to play MUT and just the absolute cheese fest that goes on and just like stretch plays where they flip the play 20 times so you don't know what side it's going to and then they just go for it. Like it's just ridiculous.
Or Steelers cross every play.
Or Steelers cross, which is even more OP than it used to be.
Not when you play
God.
Kyle and his
Throw
3
back the
fucking
hash.
just awesome corners apparently.
Yeah. But I mean, the CFM changes that they made are really good. I definitely have no complaints there. Just overall, I think it's going to be a better game and a better user experience. I'm definitely excited for the glitch fixes that are absolutely necessary. I mean, yeah, it's going to be fun and it's going to last all year. I don't see anything changing anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously people will get like, I guess, run out on it and like not enjoy it as much. But I think it's gonna have more staying power than last Madden and the one before that. So
Yep.
there's that.
I do have to disagree on the fakes being overpowered, though. I mean, they do work if you call the wrong defense, but like, if you just call the defense that has the zone and the flat, I mean, they can't run that little pass fake. It doesn't work at all. Like literally 0% of the time. So
I think, I mean, the play action's a little more OP now. It actually kind of gets you. Like even knowing like um like it's gonna be a pass if you use the run pass glitch. I've been caught so many goddamn times,
Mm-hmm.
like just biting on it.
Like yeah, like it seems like the animations mesh a lot better between like an actual play action or an actual run, whereas other ones like you could clearly tell the difference between the two.
Yeah, I'm glad they fixed the fumble glitch for the most part. I mean, it's definitely not as bad as it was when the game first started, where like anytime you got sacked was an instant fumble. Um, the run pass glitch is just a game breaker, man. Like we can't start leagues. I mean, until that's fixed, I don't see how they released the game with that still being here. I
I
mean,
don't get how
they knew
they
about
never
it, you know.
realized it.
How have they not fixed that yet? Like,
They're waiting on supposedly Microsoft to accept it or whatever.
yeah, because I
Um,
know, like they hot fixed the fumble thing. Like, why was that not included? I
It
feel like that
can't
should
be
be
a
the
hot
first
well,
fix,
thing.
of
you
course.
Yeah, I
that's not something you could just add in a hot tuner. That's something or like a quick tune. That's something you got to fix it within the code itself.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
you're
the
right.
fumbling is the game tuner, so it's just I could do it like right on the fly. Um, I was checking Twitter earlier, like Rex Dixon, who's like the whatever creative producer of it, and a guy was asking when the patch is supposed to come out, and he said very soon, like expect in the next few days. So I mean, I
No,
know,
they're gonna No Man's Sky us.
I mean, I know Matrix Monkey said he had that guy who said it was on the 15th, which would be absolutely shit, but I don't know. They said they can't give us a certain time frame because they don't know how long Microsoft is gonna take with it, I guess. Um, so
I like the No Man's Sky reference from Miles. Shout out to Steam giving me a full refund on that game.
Dude, everyone's getting full refunds. That poor game.
um, Stu, favorite thing looking forward to the league? What's your
Having
The
a cap in my
AFC.
division.
uh,
Like, I'm not guaranteed last in the division anymore. That's all I need to know.
I mean, are you though?
I mean, I'm
I
1
feel
and
like
0
you're
against Wout.
I feel
Actually,
like
2 and
you're
0 if we
pretty
count
much
that game we played.
I feel like you're pretty much guaranteed to be like last or third to last in the division here.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm 2 and 0 against Woat, 1 and 0
it's gonna
against
be
Shrimp. I
it's
don't
gonna be the
think
most.
I've ever played Tony.
You know, you're saying like all your records against like the rest of your opponents, but like you've got worse of a shot against the rest of the league than they do. So like you're gonna go 0 and 10, like you're gonna go 6 and 10 with like at best with all 6 of your wins in division.
I know you have to think it's like less than half your games are in your division.
Yeah.
There was that one season where, like, there was one season where I beat, like, you, Dante, and Hesh in the same year. I think that was
So
my playoff season.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
Hesh.
very much fuck Hesh.
Oh
Um,
heck.
the one thing I'm really looking forward to with the CFMs that come out is playing sim football, not going on the head-to-head and playing all the goddamn cheese all the time. And then the other thing is the drafts. I've always loved the off season. I've always loved the draft. It's why I've always been pretty good at drafting. It's probably my favorite part of CFMs is the off season. I love the games obviously, but
Yeah, I
drafting's
can
just more
honestly
fun to
say,
me.
like, off season's more fun for me. Like, the team building in general is a lot more fun. That
Mhm.
could probably be just a lot of because I'm really bad, but team building's always, like, even in 2K, I'll just, like, make my league and just, like, build the team up, sim through every season. It's just, like, that's always been really fun for me.
For sure. Pastor Miles muted his mic. Pastor, do you have anything looking forward to it really?
I mean, I mean, I'm just looking forward to getting started, man. I'm like Jeff said, I'm really sick of mod already. I mean, that's why I quit in the first place a couple of years ago.
Uh,
It's just old, man. I'm ready to play people that actually play legit instead of just like teasing their dick off the whole time.
mm,
Like
it's
this
just
guy I'm playing right now is literally stretch play glitching the whole fucking time. So frustrating.
yeah. That's obviously a huge struggle. Um, I mean, I'm also like looking really forward to like the draft and like the off season. I think free agency will be a bigger factor, like in that you can actually somewhat make things through free agency, unlike previous years. There's absolutely shit for free agency.
Whose
And
mic is doing that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's really annoying.
I think it was Miles.
What's it
He wasn't
doing?
muted.
Sounds like somebody's blowing a fan directly into their mic.
No, hold on.
If you don't hear it, it's you, Miles.
Yeah,
Yep,
he
yep,
muted
it was
his
Miles.
mic.
It's Miles.
But I mean, like I think the free agency just has a whole way they revamped it with like the point system. I think that's gonna be nice. I mean, they say it doesn't always follow that, but from what I've seen, it has. So, and they said the bigger name free agents sign first and then later, other than how it was previously, which is absolutely shit.
I do seem to like that all the free agents, or not all the free agents, all the guys that you can re-sign don't all just re-sign. Like beforehand, it was way too easy to just sign guys. Now it seems like even if you give them a good offer, they might not be willing to re-sign.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll see.
Oh man, I think I just spotted my first nano.
All right, so I think we're running a bit long, so we're gonna skip a few of the things.
Yes.
I mean, kind of what rosters, the week one roster is supposed to drop the 9th. Hopefully the patch comes out before that, because then we can start the league right on the 9th, and then kind of get things settled. And then I don't know what day the 9th is exactly. I want to say it's like a Thursday.
It's a Friday.
Yeah, a Friday. So I mean, hopefully we can start the league up then, get everyone in it, and then do like the first round of free agency and all that shit, and getting all the cutting the rosters down, and then hopefully start
Get everything
week
going by
one.
Monday.
Yeah. Obviously we'll have to see how that goes. We can't make a hard set schedule, but it's just what we're hoping for. I guess with that, we're signing out.
Yeah, it's been real. Good luck, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.
Mhm.